Hi, my name is Miguel Lopez, and today we'll be talking about should the government place a tax on junk food and fatty snacks. As the years go by, we are becoming more of an obese country. Sometimes I look at what the world is coming to. I wonder if people even think about what they are doing to themselves. When you look at it, we are a united country. Our image critiques itself to others. I want to live in a country where everyone takes into consideration their image and health. We always choose to blame people for being obese, but at the same time, unhealthy foods are being sold every day, every hour, every minute. At one time, I was bigger than I am now. I didn't think it was wrong, but when I started seeing others let their health decline due to obesity, I changed my way of thinking. My opinion calls for a more organized food market, taxing the foods that are less beneficial to our health, and making the fast food places provide healthier foods. When have you seen anyone say these foods are bad? We should limit what we buy from the markets. More than 1 in 3 adults in America is considered obese, and the obesity epidemic has contributed to a steady increase in healthcare costs. Nearly 34% of Americans are obese, according to U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. The growing obesity rate has led to high cholesterol and an increase in chronic disease such as hypertension, diabetes, and cancer. The goal of the tax is to curb sales of unhealthy foods and decrease overconsumption, which may help to prevent disease. We're constantly told to eat right and get some exercise, but that doesn't seem to be cutting it. Some say we need to put our money where our mouths are and use financial incentives to change people's eating habits. The United States is suffering from an epidemic of obesity and diabetes. These two related epidemics are shortening our lifespan and causing tremendous suffering and economic loss. The solution is for all of us to eat a better diet, one that's high in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and fiber, and low on concentrated sweets and saturated fats. We also need to get more exercise. The problem is that it's hard for people to consistently follow these recommendations. The costs for treating weight problems and other related diseases are staggering. They are already in the hundreds of billions and they keep rising. The lion's share will be borne by the federal government, meaning all of us taxpayers. So it is in our interest that these catastrophic developments will be stopped by any means necessary. Our one reason is our society has produced perverse economic incentives. Over time, the cost of sugar-sweetened beverages has gotten less expensive compared to the cost of more healthful choices, like milk. In other words, our economic system makes the logical choice a big glass of soda instead of a big glass of milk. Some states have already imposed taxes on sodas, but those are mostly ineffective sales taxes. A better way would be to incorporate higher taxes into the shelf price, so-called excise taxes, so customers realize the cost increases before they make their purchasing decisions, not afterwards. Here's where the tremendous value in instituting a surcharge or tax on junk foods and sugary drinks. By increasing the cost, we make it easier for people to make the more healthful choice. The tax money can be used to increase awareness about the harm of junk food and fund projects that encourage better choices. McDonald's, Wendy's, and other restaurants should be taxed because some say they cannot resist going to these places. They're just interested in wasting more money. It's just stupid and doesn't make any sense. You know what? If you go to a fast food restaurant, you're going to increase your taxes even worse just because of people getting away with their own choices. Then it's your fault. You could have saved your cash for your family and your expenses. You want some calories? Get out of your house and get your own shopping cart because that way you'll make your own choices. Also buy some fruit, vegetables, seafood, and meat. Grocery stores or any food in these stores should not be taxed. Tax the fast food society and drive-thrus. According to researchers, the foods that should be taxed are those which pose serious health risks to the general public. Soft drinks are known to increase blood pressure and can cause obesity. You're not a herbivore or a carnivore, you're an omnivore. So you're going to need a better diet so you wouldn't have to use your paychecks on never-ending increasing disability and medical bills. Even with this, people still act like it is not a problem. So I guess people get paid money to waste on unhealthy foods and medical bills. This is a hard truth, but if we place a tax on unhealthy foods, we may see a change. It just takes time to see change. Encourage healthier diets. A tax on unhealthy foods would encourage people to choose healthier foods, which lead to improved health and would help reduce related disease. A tax on unhealthy foods would also encourage producers to supply foods lower in fat and sugar. Fast food outlets would have an incentive to provide a wider range of foods. Raise revenues. Through increasing tax on fatty foods, the government could raise substantial sums of money. They could use this revenue to offset other taxes, such as to decrease the basic rate of VAT. Therefore, a fat tax could be revenue neutral, which means no overall increase in tax revenue. Equity neutral. Also, a fat tax could be equity neutral. Some may say a fat tax is regressive, which takes a higher percent of income from low-income families. But if other regressive taxes are reduced, the overall impact on equality should be unchanged. As we look to how our country is progressing, we are changing and becoming more of an obese country. We need to start looking at what we eat to better our diets with healthier foods. When it all comes to it, we are the ones who make these decisions. Do not let unhealthy foods take control of your life. A fat tax on fatty foods would make people pay the social cost of these foods. Increasing the cost of unhealthy foods would reduce demand and play a role in reducing obesity levels. Making people pay social costs would achieve more efficient allocation of resources. Here's another idea. What if we use the money generated by fast food purchases to subsidize the prices of healthy foods, like fruits, vegetables, and fresh fish? Right now, fast food is generally cheaper than a healthy meal and much easier to come by. There are fast food restaurants everywhere, but the healthy, cheap, and easily accessible options are much scarcer. By channeling the money from junk food to good food, we are not preventing anyone from eating a burger. We're just making it way easier to buy a similarly priced, healthy alternative. Thank you.